Thank you, and good afternoon, everybody. I'm not exactly sure what I'm doing in the middle of a technology session in the afternoon, but I'm here to talk a little bit about Bjorkdal and the future there and where we're going. It's quite timely because we have just announced a merger with another larger mining company, so we're now going to expand our horizons here. So it's a very exciting time for the company and the mine. So we just announced a merger with Mandalay. Mandalay have two operations, one in the south of Chile and another one in Australia. We will now be the third operating mine within the group. The merger should close around mid-August and will make us a mid-tier mining company, which is great for the future of Bjorkdal. It gives us a much stronger treasury, a bigger balance sheet, and operations across the world. Why did they pick Sweden? Well, I'll talk a little bit about it later, but it is the number one on the Fraser Institute for mining investment. So prior to this, we had one mine, which was the Bjorkdal mine. We had, a little bit of cash and a little bit of debt, but very well run operation. With the Mandalay merger, we will now have a market cap of around about 370 million, another 60 million in cash, a line of credit of 70 million. So we'll have access to $130 million of cash. So it has significantly strengthened our balance sheet, which will allow us to do a lot more work at Bjorkdal a lot faster. Prior to this, Mandalay was essentially a gold, silver, antimony company with operations in Chile and in Australia. With Bjorkdal, we will be now a lot more gold focused, and obviously the geography will change. In 2015, Bjorkdal will be about a 30 to 35% of the total revenue of the company. So we will be a significant contributor to that mining company. Production for the company has grown year on year. We doubled in 2012, another 50% or 20%, in 2013. This will bring the company up to about 164,000 ounces equivalent in 2014. In 2015, we will be north of 200,000 ounces of gold production equivalent in a year. So again, quite a significant company in great jurisdictions. And why Sweden? Well, it's the number one ranking in the Fraser Institute, which ranks every country and province across the world. I think you should be proud of that. Great corporate tax rate of 22%. Repatriation of earnings, so we can take earnings from here and use them elsewhere, or bring earnings in and have no trouble bringing them back. Very strong permitting rules. Sweden is a mature mining country. It knows what it takes to explore and develop and permit a mine. But I think more importantly is a very, very highly effective workforce here in Sweden. There's lots of innovation. I think Sweden has been very adept at that. Very safe jurisdiction, great infrastructure, low power costs. Some of the best equipment manufacturers in the world are here in Sweden. And we expect to take some of the technology that we have developed and implemented at Bjorkdal to the two other mining operations, both in Australia and in Chile. So growth for the company, we will have an expansion at the mine in the south of Chile, another one at the mine in Australia, slightly different mining technique, but again, very like Bjorkdal, it's a narrow vein underground mine. The development of another mine in northern Chile, which will produce about 80,000 ounces of gold equivalent a year, starting in around about 2017. And then we're looking at an expansion at Bjorkdal, which I will talk about in more detail right now. But again, a very simple mining operation, highly automated with a highly skilled workforce. So I think you know where it is, about 20 minutes drive from here. It's been going for about 23 years, so it's a very mature mine. Positive cash flow, even in current gold prices of $1,250, we're still putting cash on the balance sheet, which a lot of companies can't say, particularly at the grade that we're mining at, 1.5 to 2 grams. It's quite amazing, actually. And great exploration upside and expansion upside, which I'll talk about. We have stockpiles that have been there historically. We don't really mine those, but they do make quite a bit of money when we do, but we'll use those to commission any expansion that we make in the future. So they're there for any expansion as we need them. Free gold, it's all gold and quartz. There are sulfides in the quartz, but the gold is not associated with the sulfides. It's free milling. We get about 88 to 90% gold. It's quite nuggety, so it's very difficult to model from a geological point of view, but again, quite simple to process. So in the open pit, over the past 12 to 18 months, we brought in more stringent grade control. We hired in-pit geologists to assist with the contractor in digging out the ore lines or the pit lines. We use RC drilling and short-term planning. It's been very successful, very cost-effective, and a great tool for us. We cannot, because of the way the veins are angled, they're almost vertical. In a normal mine, you would use the blast hole rigs as sampling for your grade control. We cannot do that. It gives us false readings, so we have to drill, RC drilling about 3 benches ahead of ourselves, and it's been a great planning tool. We have some other targets to drill in the pit, so we believe we can extend the pit life for another 3 to 4 years. And we are contract mining now, but we will consider, now that we have a stronger balance sheet, of going owner-operated. A couple of key things. You can see the grade was around about 0.8, which was sort of marginal. It was good at high gold prices, but marginal at $12.50. Pit engineer came in September 2011. Then we started bringing in pit geos and doing the RC drilling, and you can see how well the grade has improved. And that has continued right through in 2014. It's been very successful, and we're very happy with what's happened in the pit. Again, expansion out on the edges of it. We're going to be drilling some of those this year, and a few other targets which I'll show you later on. Again, narrow vein, tough to mine, got to be very careful with it. Dilution's a key problem. Underground was started to develop in 06, 07, basically as a test mine. We now have it fully developed with 2 portals. It's open in all directions. It's a great expansion potential. We just discovered this lake zone in 2012. The veins are in swarms. You get clusters of them in zones that are higher grade and other areas which are lower grade. We don't mine every vein, and it's very difficult to model. So if we had a resource of measured indicator of 1 million ounces, we might have 400,000 to 500,000 in proven and probable. Again, we have to be extremely careful of how we put all that together. So when I came on board here, we had contract mining underground. The team here wanted to go owner-operated. It was a big decision. We selected, all done here in-house, purchased a fleet in 2012. We negotiated debt with a local Swedish bank. It was for a junior mining company. It was a real simple negotiation. We got great terms. We also got great terms with some equipment vendors. So again, we did not have to go into a massive debt to buy that equipment. And again, we bought the best. We started hiring and training crews in the first half of 2013. My experience worldwide, it takes a year to 18 months. Here in Sweden, it took us 3 to 4 months to get people up and trained. It was a great experience. And we took over in October 2013. We're targeting a grade of 1.77, where initial results have been very good. 1.77 is an excellent number for us. If we get that head grade to the mill, our mining costs are around about 800 to 850 an ounce. So that's a great target for us. We're seeing great productivity underground, excellent cost per ton from what it was with the contractor, and a lower capex per ton as well. So it's been a great success for us. We bought Swedish equipment, and it's been a very good experience. This is what we bought, more or less. We were going to do it in 2 phases, but it's been so successful, we've just done it all in 1. This was to be the second phase investment, but again, we're just about to do a purchase on this scaling unit, and that'll be the final part of our total change to in-house mining. We had a workforce of about 23, now 48. Again, something I've never seen in other mines around the world, but here in Sweden, one person can operate any piece of equipment. They're highly skilled at operating any piece of equipment. So if you want to have someone who's operating a drill jumbo go operate a remote scoop, they do it, and they're highly efficient at it. Shotcreting the same. So again, that's been brought the productivity to a very, very high level for us. So we've got better on-vein drifts now, little or no overbreak. Safety has improved, less ground support needed, improved ventilation and less explosive. So all in all, we've taken our cost down from about what was about $40 a ton to about $25 a ton. Right now, with the exchange rate, we're about 22. And for an underground mine, that's quite something. Low labor component, high tonnage per machine shift. Just as an example, the other mine that we have or we'll be taking on in Chile, the long hole drilling is around about 120 meters per shift. There's 3 people, so that's about 40 per person. We do about 220 here with 1 person. So it's really amazing the productivity. We're highly leveraged to grade improvements, which we're working on, and we continue to test mining methods to reduce dilution. So again, as we've got this bedded in, we've continued to improve it. The mill, very simple, 3-stage crushing, rod mill, ball mill, all gravity recovered. Flotation cells, we get about 60 to 70%. 70 would be quite high from the first gravity con, and about 88 to 90. Over the past 12 months, the milling crew have been looking at all sorts of little changes to upgrade the recovery. We're testing a crusher that's been quite interesting, and we think that that'll be a long-term success for us. We've also installed more flotation, and we get better recovery, and we're going to look at a few other innovative things here that we believe will improve the throughput and improve the recovery. Very low cost per ton, and we don't use cyanide, which amazes people in that regard. I think there are about 3 mines in the world that were successful at not using cyanide. 1 in Venezuela, 1 in Canada, and here in Sweden. So the mill processing costs have remained steady. We expect them to decrease with a lower power cost in 2015 and a planned expansion. We're going from 1.3 to 1.5 million tons. We plan that expect to get that started in November 2014. New crusher will really be the key part of that expansion. We've got to decide what type of unit we're going to use and what the configuration is, but we do most of that in-house. And then ongoing trials to improve recovery, sometimes screening out lower grade material and feeding higher grade material into the mill, upgrading the flotation recovery, and a few other things that we're going to look at here to upgrade the recovery, hopefully over the next 12 to 18 months. Great expansion here. We think we're on the tip of the iceberg. This is the open pit. Here's the underground. It's wide open in all directions. This is the tailings pond. Plant sitting right here. Open on surface as well. These were actually these veins were discovered over here in the lake zone, not there. So it's continued open, and the system changes over here. It sort of rolls a little bit differently. It's a thrust over an intrusive. Okay, I'll be quick here. So where's our exploration? We think we've got a bonanza target here where vein swarms come together. We're testing that right now. And we're also going to test this Run Brigette target that has excellent high-grade hits in the last 15 to 20 years, never been further tested. We will drill that this year. And we will also drill some holes out here by the tailings pond. So in summary, we've gone to owner-operated. Our pit operations have shown steady improvements. The mill recoveries have improved. With the Mandalay merger, we're going to have a mill expansion. We've got the investment and the capital dollars to do that. We'll have an extensive exploration program this year and next year. Continued capital investment, which we're very happy about. And I think all of this really is testament to the Bjorkdal team. I think it's been a pleasure working with them. Great group of people. They've done a great job, and I'm really proud of what they've achieved over the past 12 to 18 months. That's it. Thank you.